Aloha, friends. Welcome to the Moon Day reading. This Moon Day comes after a very special new moon. This new moon in Sagittarius has brought a big shift, and when I opened up to do this reading, the first thing that came through was a final surrender. So I feel like these next several days are going to bring through the energy of whatever it is that you've been struggling with, maybe something that you've been working on, or cycles. They're telling me, I'm hearing cycles that you've been growing through that just when you think you're out of the loop, it's like you've got sucked back into it and you're back into this continuous cycle that's motioning. It feels like a cyclone. It feels like if you've tried to come out of it, there's been some highs where you've been able to shift out, and also every time it seems like it keeps drawing you back in. And what's drawing you in is desire. They're telling me that a lot of you have had, a lot of the collective, they're saying, has had things in the works for a long while now. And the cycling of in and out is happening for your highest and best good, so that you can really anchor what it is that you're trying to bring in, what it is that you're trying to create, and also to see if you are fully ready for it. Making sure that you're not going to cycle back into old habits, or you're not going to self-sabotage any joy or bliss or happiness that's coming through for you. So today we start off with the Lemurian pocket deck, and we have the root chakra that wanted to come through. And I'm hearing specifically, this is actually between the earth chakra and the root chakra. So between earth and us, basically, there's this in-between space that there's a lot of energy moving through there, a lot of doubt, a lot of confusion, a lot of mistrust. I'm hearing it's like it feels very fourth dimensional right now, like a space that's just very in between. A lot of back and forth. I want this, I want that, shifting. It's like you haven't been able to fully lock into what it is that you're trying to create. And so this is going to help you really transition into not just trying for something, not just hoping for something, not just wanting something, not just desiring something, but actually being in the belief that it is going to happen for you. This is where most people have been caught up, they're telling me, for the past several months, is that most people have, it's like they know what they want, they feel it, and they are in this matrix of trying to come into the vibration, of hoping to hold the vibration of all of these like this energy of desire. And what they're saying is the one thing that's missing is belief. So the full surrender, I feel like this time, like the final surrender is what they were saying. I feel like the final surrender is in grounding and anchoring it into your belief system. And then the soul star chakra also came through. So grounding, really anchored in Mother Earth, and then rising. One of the first meditation circles that I went to, I remember them saying, the more you ground, the higher you'll rise. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, and I went along with what was being asked of us, and it was to really just anchor down and ground our energy so deep, so deep into Mother Gaia, that we really felt held and supported and loved and nourished by her. And from that space, it was this I'm hearing blast off. It was this blast off from the crown through the soul star chakra and into the higher dimensions. And that's what's happening. It's like once you anchor this in your belief system, once you're fully in the space where you truly 100% believe that it is for you, there is nothing that can change your mind or make you feel otherwise. All of the naysayers that you've ran into, or the things that your mind has made up to make you believe that it is not yours or it is not going to happen. This is the final surrender. This is where you're going to come into that lowest vibration and feel through whatever it is that needs to come through for this full shift into believing that what is yours will not pass you by. So let's open up and see what other messages they have for us through the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. What other messages, Spirit, do you have for this collective? They're like, you've given them a lot. Okay. Do we want that? Yeah, they're kind of popping out a little funky today. All right, let's see. One more they're telling me. Oh, okay. There are too many right there. Let's see. There's a lot of energy. And the anchoring. They just keep telling me the anchoring. That's what feels off. It feels ungrounded. It feels like, yes, you can, manifest or create or have all of these things that you know are coming to you. And unless you are anchored in it, unless you truly, fully in your heart believe that it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. They're showing me the children that, I don't know if you've seen this study, but they have like children that can bend spoons with their minds. And it's not because they're this great magical beings. Don't get me wrong, we all are. However, anyone is capable of doing such things when they have the belief that they can. And that is the biggest issue that we face here in Earth Realm, is the belief system. That's why we have to do so much unlearning of all of the things that have indoctrinated us into not believing in ourselves, not believing in, that magical things can happen, that things that have never happened to anyone else before can happen to you, or that you are worthy and deserving of this abundant birthright that we hear about when we're in these spiritual communities. And they're saying it's this anchoring that they're trying to really get through to us. We want that, yes. Okay. To be able to be in our highest vibration. So let's see, I'm going to flip these and ask where we want them. Oh, perfect. So that's good. Okay. All right. Yes. So we have the Desire card, the Maiden, and Faith. These are all major arcanas. If you're familiar with tarot, what they're saying is that we've mastered this art of knowing what we want and figuring out how we can go about doing it, how we can get into that energy of don't mind me, my apologies, there's a lot coming through, so I'm trying to break it down. I want to just clear the energy. There's some interference in here right now, so I'm going to clear. yes. So this desire, we are able to create things we are able to create things from our thoughts, from our beliefs. And this is interesting the way that they're telling me this, but if you've ever known of or been around a pathological liar is someone who truly believes the lies that they tell themselves. They lie typically for safety. It is a safety mechanism, and that's a whole another topic that I can get into some other time. However, when they're creating those lies, they fully believe in that lie, and in their heart, in their creation, in their dimensional space that they're in, that is their truth, and no one is going to change their mind about that. And magical things happen in that space, whether good or obviously no good or bad, they're saying, but whether we feel as humans that it's a good or a bad thing. So what they're saying is we have this power to create, and excuse me, and the power has been what is the word they want me to use? I can feel it. It's like it's been muzzled is what they're telling me. Like the power within us has been forced down, forced into the shadows. Like society, there are many things that happen in society to make us believe that we are not worthy of our abundant birthright, of doing the things that are creating or getting the things that are rightfully ours. And so this energy of desire is what we're shifting out of as a collective. That's why it's really dense right now, they're telling me. We're shifting out of this energy of feeling like the attachment to it. They're telling me the attachment, right? So if you're waiting on something and you feel like you've been waiting for a long while, we're shifting out of that desire of attaching to an outcome, right? Because most of our belief system, because of our education system, because of our ancestry, because of the things that we grew through in this lifetime and in many past lifetimes, we've been indoctrinated to believe that we don't have the power, or we are not in our rightful power to be able to create the things that we want in our life. And so we hold ourselves back, we self-sabotage, we do the things that we get close to something, and then it's like our minds and our indoctrination and everything comes in and starts to infect our space. And so the collective as a whole is moving away from this attachment of wanting, of desiring, and really getting into a space where we are wholeheartedly giving, our full surrender to a higher power, to the divine, to God, to whatever it is that you believe in, that you're fully surrendering into that. And from that surrender, you are being guided by your highest and best version of you that is going to say, well, yeah, you want this. This is what you want. We see it, right? But you could have this. All of this is available to you, right? Because our human minds want to attach to something, and it's typically not in the energy of how abundant things could actually be, right? So they're saying as a whole in Earth realm right now, we are shifting out of this, and this is why it's been dense. This is what's been holding a lot of light workers back, And that shift now is here. We're releasing, cancel, clear that. We are letting go of the attachments, and we're moving back into this maiden-like energy, this energy of play and openness and fertility and blossoming and growth, and the energy of like the inner child before there was any the inner child that we all maybe didn't experience, and maybe we did, we had moments of it, but the inner child who, who you see in the movies, who's full of joy and play and laughter. It's like they're showing me like animations, like in animations, the children are always so full of life and love and energy, and that's the energy of the maiden. It's coming into the playfulness, the openness, the blossoming of a whole new life and looking at things differently. So this shift is a big shift for the collective, and that's why those of you that are sensitive, you've been feeling through this. There's been waves that have been coming and going, and they're telling you all along there's so much available to you, so much. And they're just wanting you to stay in faith and grace with the higher power so that you can come into what you deserve in this lifetime, what your soul deserves. They're telling me it's really on a soul level. Your soul deserves so much more than you even give yourself credit for. And so it's letting go of those attachments, stepping into the playfulness, right? Because I read something recently, and it said the opposite of depressed is not joy. It's expressed. It's expression. It's openness. It's play. It's freedom. It's creation. It's getting into all of this creative energy, that from there, those things will bring joy. Those things will bring bliss. Those things will bring all of the high level vibrations, the gratitude, right? And so getting through this shift, this is what's happening right now. So it feels like we're shifting through this week. In the next several days, we're going to be moving through this energy. The one thing they're telling me is be sure to ground yourself. Really, again, work with the space between the Earth Star chakra and the root chakra. And those are going to be that's going to be the space. It's like, they're showing me like a plate, like a disc or a plate that's like underneath you, that is underneath each of us. And this disc right now is just like shaky, and they're wanting it to just settle and ground and really anchor that energy in. Once that energy is anchored, then all attachments are let go of, because you feel so grounded and anchored in who you are, in your authenticity, in who not just you as a person, who your soul is, right? What's coming through for you on a soul level. And then from that space brings the abundance, it brings the joy. But you've got to get through this space from the desire to letting go of the attachment, so that you can come into the play. And then once you get into play, then it's creating, it's expressing, it's being your true self. And from that space, that ideally is the reason why we're here, why we came to Earth School, to figure out how to fully be ourselves. And a lot of people ask, I do quantum healing hypnosis technique sessions, and in my sessions, it's common for people to ask what their life purpose is, or for people to say like, I don't really know what my purpose is yet. I've done this and I've done that, and this feels good. And in reality, the true purpose of life is to come, to learn, to feel, to enjoy this beautiful earth space that we're in, and to express ourselves authentically, to be who we are. And then that gives other people the courage to express themselves. And once we are all in that space of being our authentic self, then there is no competition. There is no there's no war. There's no difference, because we all see how magical and unique we are as individuals. And then from that space, it creates this grid, like this light grid. I want to show you. Let me see if they'll give me a card. The way I'm imagining it, it's this grid of light. All right, I've got to find. They're telling me it's in here, so bear with me. It's everyone's unique color coming together to create this beautiful grid. So all of these unique little lines, tricks, the water, the everything in here is humanity coming together as one, and they're all so beautiful and unique in their own little way. And that this is what helps rise. This is what helps with the rise of consciousness. This is what helps with the ascension. So getting into your authentic self really is where the power lies, and that's what they're trying to bring through for you in the next several days. Do you have any last cards to help the collective with this? Any last cards that want to come through? Yeah, it's divinely connected, right? Open up that throat chakra. Speak your truth. Be who you are. And no worries about how anyone else is going to feel or see you or react. Be truly and authentically yourself. That is what's going to shift you into what it is that you've been waiting for. And I feel like in the next several days, the energy is really going to start to pick up. I know things have been going fast and then slow, and then fast and then slow. And I feel they're telling me from the moon day after Sagittarius new moon into 2025, everything is going to feel very accelerated. It's going to move very, very fast. So get ready for the ride, because things are not going slow and you don't want to be left behind. They're telling me if you don't want to be left behind, surrender. Surrender. This is the final surrender, right? This is the final last little surrender that we have before we move into this space. The only thing that can hold you back, the only thing that will not get you to the place where you want to be, to the things that you want to bring into your life, is not being in integrity, right? Not being your true self, hiding yourself, masking yourself, hiding your truth, not being able to speak up and say or ask or do the things that you want to do that bring growth from your heart space, All right, any last messages? Oh, they said put that card back out, the Lemurian, so they can see it. Yeah, so coming into, it feels like a beautiful week. And just very fast movement. Time, we know time is not real, and it's going to feel very accelerated through the next few months. So hang on, get ready. Here we go. Everything is coming to fruition. trust, believe, and surrender. Surrender to anything that's coming up so you can move through it faster. I'll tell you, the other day, there was something that came up for me. It felt crappy. I didn't want to feel it. And in the moment it came up, I just said, all I have to do is surrender. I'm just going to lean into this. I said it out loud. And as soon as I said it, the energy shifted like that. It was like, yes, thank you. You gave me permission to let go. You gave me permission to move through you. And I'm going to move just as fast as I came in. I'm going to go. So these lessons, these last little depths of what's coming up for light workers is going to feel accelerated. And if you want to get out of the cycles, if you want to continue to move and rise and evolve, lean in and believe. All right, that's all for tonight. Have a beautiful week, and I'll look forward to connecting with you all next time. Adios.